ChannelCV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb, you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser, or download the Channels TV app for Android and iOS devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 app has an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos, or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then please follow the instructions. So let's examine more closely now the GDP rise that we heard about today. And joining me now on the news at 10 is an economic analyst with several years of experience in the banking and strategy sector. That's at Zenith Bank, Mr. Marcel Okeke. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Thank you, Joma.
Some are already saying, it's the strongest growth that we've seen in the first quarter, and there seems to be a bit of happiness about that. How do economists like yourself view it?
I think it makes all the sense to join the government in being happy about it. Because this economy in 2016 as a whole grew at sub-zero level, sub-zero. And in 2017, it grew at only 0.82%, the whole of 2017. And in 2018, it grew at 1.93%. Okay, so for it to be growing at over 2% in this very first quarter is really something that gives us hope that the future could be bright. And more so, this over 2%, when you look at it vis-a-vis the projection of the IMF for the entire year, the IMF said the entire economy will grow at the rate of 2%, and the World Bank said 2.2%. And so if we have achieved 2% at this very outset of the year, when the economy is most sluggish, it gives us hope that going forward, when activities pick up, things are going to be better.
That means you're just as optimistic as the government when they say there are better things to come, because that seems to be what we're hearing today, that, following this trajectory. Is that it? Yes,
I still stress that, because there are already some policies and programs in place that are really likely to support this trajectory.
But there are areas where we're not actually growing figures, we're not doing too well, particularly labor productivity, for instance. And people continue to complain that even when you look at the ERGP, you're looking at growth in numbers, but not growth in development. And so how can we now marry this growth to the areas where it hurts the average man?
Well, before you have development, you must have growth. And so to begin with, there's already growth taking place. And so, like I said, there are programs that will support this growth so that it will now get to the level that people will begin to feel the impact. And it's when it people begin to feel the impact that you now see development.
But anytime you take on this particular government about unemployment figures, they throw social infrastructure programs at you. Is that it?
No, let me tell you. There's going to be what is called effective diversification of the economy. The central bank has put some measures in place, and they are still coming up with more. There's a lot of policy now in place, and more are coming in the area of the textile sector, which is likely to absorb so many unemployed persons. There's the Anchor Growers Program in the area of agriculture, and there's also what the CBA is also packaging in the area of creative industry. So with all this in place and more to come, I believe, these jobless will be employed, and that will improve a lot of things going forward.
This is around the time when we begin to say what should be the agenda for the administration coming in the next 4 years. Okay. What should they do? So if everything is okay and we're all growing fine, are you saying this is the trajectory we should maintain, and there's nothing we should do differently, that we're on track?
We can't even say that, because there's always room for improvement. And so all we are saying is that they should sustain the tempo. Do you understand? This that is already established, it gives a lot of people and everybody, in fact, hope that we are going in the right direction. If there was a fear that we could relapse into recession, but somehow the positive trajectory has been sustained.
What about the talk of that this has something to do with the CBN governor, or perhaps the CBN? When you're looking at the contributory factors to what has led us to this point, what would you say?
Come again, please.
For instance, some are saying the CBN is doing things right.
Okay.
The steps that they've taken in the last 4 years, in the last couple of years, contribute to where we are today. Do you agree with that?
Okay. Not everything government did was right. One thing you will understand that we're talking about human society, meaning that what will happen, the way people will react are usually unpredictable. But on balance, we talk about the aggregate. What we come out with shows that things are in the positive direction. That's not to say that everything was right and everything is not even right now. But we are saying that what we have seen gives us hope going forward. And we are only saying, government, please continue to do things that will keep us in this trajectory.
All right, economic analyst Mr. Marcel Okeke, thanks for sharing those thoughts with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We cross over to Abuja now. And here's Ibrahim Adra. Ibrahim.
Hello, Ijoma. Thank you for joining us. Let's begin with the assurance by the federal government that the presidential inauguration day and indeed the National Democracy Day will be safe for foreign dignitaries invited for the ceremony. The Minister of Information and Culture gave the assurance today at a World Press Conference in Abuja, where he reeled out the program of events, which he says would be on a low key. He adds that both 29th and June the 12th will be public holidays.
Activities leading to the inauguration of Mr. President officially kicks off today, May 20th, with this press conference. The swearing of the President and the Vice President is slated for Wednesday, May 29th at the Eagle Square, to be followed by a state banquet at the State House in the evening of the same day. The event celebrating the June 12th as Democracy Day will kick off on Friday, June 7th, and Tuesday, June 11th, will feature 3 events. The PMB Oratorical Contest at the ICC, an anti-corruption summit at the Transcorp Hilton, and the First Ladies Commissioning Program in Yola, Adamawa State. Wednesday, June 12th, we'll start off with a parade at Eagle Square, and the Democracy Day program will wrap up with a dinner and gala night at the State House Conference Center. On the issue of public holiday, I believe that 29th of May still remains a public holiday. And of course, June 12th, as we can see from the National Assembly, the National Assembly has also been proclaimed a national holiday. The question about the safety of world leaders, I can assure you Nigeria is safe for all the world leaders to come and attend.
And on to Oyo State, where the governor-elect there, Mr. Seyi Makinde, is promising residents of the state that he would run an all-inclusive government irrespective of party affiliation, tribe or class. Mr. Makinde made the promise at a Thanksgiving service in Ibadan, the state capital. He says they intend to run a transparent government that will guarantee security and economic safety of the people.
The Oyo State Governor-elect Seyi Makinde, in the company of his wife and the Deputy Governor-elect Rauf Olaniyan, arrive at the Living Spring Chapel International Church. It's a special Thanksgiving service to celebrate their victory at the Match 9 polls. And the presiding pastor of the church, Pastor Femi Emmanuel, mounts the podium to give words of exhortation to the congregation.
Let us stop saying, what will Seyi Makinde give me?
Harping on the need for every responsible citizen to play their role.
There are no free things anywhere. Therefore, we want good roads. We want our schools to be fixed. We want our hospitals to run. We want water to flow. We want security architecture to be good, but we don't want to pay taxes. If we want the government to run, we must be ready to pay.
The governor-elect goes on his knees in thanksgiving. When he stands, it's to thank the people for their support and trust. He promises to run an inclusive and transparent government.
We will run a government with the fear of God. We will run a transparent government And it will be a clear departure from the past. I've been praying and we've been working, and I know that this state will see massive development by God's grace in 4 years.
The church then praised for Seyi Makinde, his wife, and all supporters of the People's Democratic Party who accompanied him, after which a gift was presented to the governor-elect.
Meanwhile, the Oyo State Governorship Election Petition Tribunal has dismissed an application filed by Mr. Adebayo Adelabu, governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress APC, to recount all the ballot papers used in the March 9 election. The APC and its candidate are challenging the declaration of Mr. Seyi Makinde, candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as winner of the state governorship election. Mr. Adelabu, through his counsel, Titus Asaolu, had filed an application seeking to recount all the ballot papers used during the election. But delivering judgment on Monday, the judge, Sirajo Mohammed, dismissed the application, saying it would jeopardize the respondent's right to a fair hearing. Mr. Mohammed said the petitioners were only challenging the result of a few local government areas and not all the 33 local government areas of the state. The judge therefore dismissed the application and fixed June 10 for the commencement of hearing, adding that hearing had ended.